Good morning, all. Welcome to your Saturday video. We do have a small break in the very long videos, um, and I know that they don't seem long in time, but they are mostly me talking because yesterday's was what, 47 verses. Today's is only 8, but then we go to, let's see, I flipped through it roughly before I started recording tonight. So we have 46 for tomorrow, and it doesn't really get much shorter. It looks maybe like 20 for the video after that, so not too bad, but then we go back up to, 32 and 25, so stuff like that. They're on and off, very long or just medium long. So I'm going to enjoy today's recording a little bit. Not enjoy, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about stuff other than the recording today. Starting with, I just looked through on my phone something to do with the Kansas City Chiefs kicker. He delivered a commencement speech at a Catholic private college. I forget the name. I just skimmed through it really quick, and apparently the NFL is not really condemning him doing it, but they're separating themselves, is how the article put it, from his comments in the speech. Uh, some of what, a lot of it's politics, but a lot of it ties into, Christianity as well. And the first thing that he talked about was not saying that a woman belongs at home taking care of the kids, but he said that if he had to guess, that I'm assuming that the college was a primarily female college, if not only female college. I didn't read that far into it, or they didn't mention it. And he was addressing the graduates, and he said that if he had to guess, that most of them were looking forward to their the marriages that they were going to have and the kids that they were going to bring into the world. And while some of them would go on to lead like very successful careers, he just said that if most of them might be thinking about that. And then he went on to say that his wife was also stated that she felt like her life began when she became a wife and a mother. So there was that comment. Then there was other stuff about like Pride Month and the dangerous like gender ideologies that people are pushing on kids. And I'm not going to talk too much about that. I am going to talk more about it when June happens, because it is something that I do want to talk about. Might make a whole separate video about it, including something that happened last year in my personal life. So I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous that we have to an NFL organization has to come out and say, and who knows if they actually believe this or not, because organizations are all based on money. So they're going to do whatever the popular, social media, what makes them the most money, what that move is, that's what they're going to do. So right now, a lot of organizations, every time that anybody in their employment talks out against one of these big topics, they're almost required to come out and say like, no, we don't agree with that. And it could lead to anything from, people just going up and sending hate messages to this person who speaks on his conservative beliefs, or it could lead to him being fired, or, any kind of thing. So I just think that's kind of ridiculous. Somebody's life shouldn't be affected just because of saying what he believes. I don't know. Out of the stories I see, I personally think that there's a lot more coming from the conservative Christian side that is purely just stating beliefs and saying that this is what we believe is fact, this is what we've been told is fact, and we should do this. And then it seems like there's a lot more anger and hatred coming from the other side that, if they're the ones that are supposed to be dealing in inclusiveness and all that stuff, it just kind of seems a little like, well, all right, are you going to do what you're saying? Or, is it only your view that can be expressed without, criticism? Anyway, no, I don't really like politics, but I have to get into it somewhat because I have to stand firm in my faith and what that means in our world today. Anyway, this has nothing to do with today's reading. We have Leviticus chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. This is the purification after childbirth. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the Israelites, a woman who becomes pregnant and gives birth to a son will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days, just as she is unclean during her monthly period. On the 8th day, the boy is to be circumcised. Then the woman must wait 33 days to be purified from her bleeding. She must not touch anything sacred or go to the sanctuary until the days of her purification are over. If she gives birth to a daughter, for 2 weeks the woman will be unclean, as during her period. Then she must wait 66 days to be purified from her bleeding. When the days of her purification for a son or daughter are over, she is to bring to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting a year-old lamb for a burnt offering and a young pigeon or a dove for a sin offering. He shall offer them before the Lord to make atonement for her, and then she will be ceremonially clean from her flow of blood. These are the regulations for the woman who gives birth to a boy or a girl. But if she cannot afford a lamb, she is to bring 2 doves or 2 young pigeons, one for a burnt offering and the other for a sin offering. In this way, the priest will make atonement for her, and she will be clean." So there you go. We have what the women needed to do after giving birth. The only thing that kind of is interesting is that the time frame doubles pretty much from a boy to a girl birth. It says that she will be unclean for 7 days and must wait 33 days to be purified with a boy, and 2 weeks and 66 days for a daughter. So that's just kind of interesting. I don't know. I can make a joke about how girls are just that much more of a pain in the butt, but I'm just kidding. It obviously doesn't say anything like that, but just for my amusement. Yeah. So sorry I got a little bit into the political realm there at the beginning, but like I said, I am not going to treat anybody differently. Like, I love everyone. I disagree with a lot of things that are happening right now, but I'm also not going to let people that are in what I know is true saying lies and things that are not right, and let that take over. Like, I'm going to talk back against it and not just going to let it happen. All right, so I don't know, happy medium there, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about everything today, and I will talk to you again tomorrow morning.